So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round one of the Crossplay group. We're here at the Bahrain Grand Prix. The track has been on the calendar since 2004. There will be 29 laps, and the length of the circuit is 5.4 kilometers long. Of course, with the first round starting now, we don't have any clue who's quick or who is slow. So this qualifying session will tell us everything we need to know, and we'll just go on board with the first driver here, which is Strading, actually, one of the admins in the league. Let's see if he can put a nice lap together. I'm joined here by Jonah, of course. How are you doing, Jonah?
Hello, Robin. Yeah, thank you so much for having me here in the commentary box. Excited to be commentating on the 4th F1 division. This is the Crossplay tier, Group C as we call it. It's almost a full grid as well, showing some huge turnouts for this first round of the season here at Bahrain. But yeah, excited to see what our Strading can do as we're riding on board with him in the Williams car. Looking strong so far as he is purple in that first sector. However, this is just the first lap of the day. There's many more laps to come in this qualifying session. And as you mentioned as well, Robin, this is our first round. We haven't really seen what these drivers could really do. We have an indication from the preseason event. In that preseason race, even though it was not streamed, Gaming James took the win, and then as we know from Group 3 last season, there was a few drivers joining, such as Dural, Ozan, Oreo, Spiderweb. So this tier is expected to be incredible, just with the amount of drivers here already, with the support that we're getting for it, and just so far it looks pretty good.
Yeah, like you're saying, of course, James having taken that win in the preseason. So we're expecting a lot from him. Also the other drivers, of course. Just waiting for Strading to come over the start-finish straight, and he does a 25.9 banker, which is a pretty decent lap for him. Let's see if anyone can beat that. I'm gonna see who's finishing a lap next. I think it's another Williams. No, he's on the out lap. Maybe a Haas car. I think it's Dem Shane. He comes across the line and he does a 31.4, so not a competitive lap time compared to Strading his lap time. He will probably be looking to improve some more tens there, as Hixie goes into the 30.6s. P2 for him right now in the Red Bull, of course. Let's see who comes across the line next. I think it's gonna be We Are Checking. Let's see where he can put his AlphaTauri in. He goes into the 130s as well, just about 30.9 for him. Very nicely done. Spiderweb into P3 while I was spectating. We Are Checking. So let's see if anyone else can manage to put in a good lap time and beat Strading.
MCal now coming to the line for the Haas team, looking to put his Haas ahead of his teammate. Let's see what he can do. He does. A P2 at the moment, a 130.1. Still off on our Strading's time. Our Strading's time of 129.5 is still the quickest lap time so far. But there is a few more drivers setting laps at the current moment. Gaming James, I believe, is into Sector 2 now on a lap in that Aston Martin car. Also watch out for the Mercedes drivers as Nander goes fastest in the Alfa Romeo, 129.5. For the Swiss outfit. Nander ahead by just a few, actually just about 1/100th of a second from our Strading time. Very competitive. Watch out for Gaming James though in that Aston Martin, purple in the second sector as the Aston is going into turn 14 now. There's a Haas in the middle of the track. Hopefully that doesn't impede the Aston's time. It shouldn't, as Gaming James, the winner of the Brazilian preseason event, comes across the lap to go P3 at 129.9, so the third driver to go into the 129s. And there goes Viperize, the McLaren up into first position with a 129.5. The top three just separated by a few 100ths of a second, all in the 129.5s. And there goes his teammate, Tommy XXC, into P5. McLaren top 5 with both cars at the moment.
Yeah, very well done indeed by Viperizer and Nender there, both topping Strading. They're very close, only 70,000, 700s, I mean, separating the three drivers here. As then there's a bit of a gap down to P4. And as we're talking times, what do you think the pole time is going to be, Jonah?
The qualifying lap, well, I mean, we're about 12 minutes into this, and we're seeing some pretty competitive times. I would say a 129.2. That's what I'm going to go for.
Alright, I'm going to go a bit quicker. I'm going to go 28.9 actually. Let's see if these drivers can go into the 28s. I think Viperizer and even maybe James or Stelling or Nender are able to do that, as they are very quick drivers, as we know, as people are just making their way back into the pits right now. Let's see if anyone else is finishing a lap here. As Alien is coming into the final sector here. It says he has done a purple middle sector. I'm not sure if that's just the game lying to us, but let's see if he can put it on pole for now. So provisional pole. Coming across the final corner here, braking at the 100 meter board, touching a bit of the inside curve, which is not ideal. Let's see where he will put his Ferrari. It will be in P13, a 31.2, not an ideal lap time by Alien. He will be looking to improve that a bit. But as we saw, the game was lying to us there with the purple middle split, which is not ideal. But let's see if anyone else is on lap right now. Bono looks to be on lap. Let's see if he's going to finish or going to start. He's actually going to start a lap, so let's watch on board with Bono. I'll talk you to the track while watching his lap time. Turn 1, braking just before the 100 meter board here. Trying to hog the apex, very important to get a tight apex. Minimum speed also very important. Then trying not to lift in turn 2, which he does, but he might still get a good lap in. Turn 4, braking just before the 100 meter board here. Hogging the apex, the corner falls away from you a bit, which makes traction very hard. As you can see, he has a bit of a moment. Then the ending of sector 1, he is 7 seconds up on his fastest lap, but his fastest lap was just a bad lap. About 4 times down on Viperizer, as he comes through turn 8 here, braking when the blue thing starts on the side of the track. Then turn 9, turn 10, one of the difficult braking zones in the around the lap actually. Braking downhill and turning at the same time is very tricky. You can easily lock the left front. Then heading on to turn 12, turn 11, turn 12 here. Braking just before the 15 meter board here. Hogging the apex, it was a bit wide as he has a huge moment again. The lap is not looking very clean so far, but let's see what his middle sector will do. Flat around turn 13. He is purple middle sector, but I'm not sure if that's correct. He's about 9 tenths up on his teammate, Alien, who did a 31.2. So let's see if he can go into the 29s or if he loses a bit more time in the final sector as he goes a bit wide in the final corner. Not ideal, is a bit of a moment again. Let's see where he puts his Ferrari over start finish. He will go into P8, so he beats his teammate by around 8 tenths, which is very good by Bono. A very nice lap time by him indeed.
Yeah, very good lap from Bono there into the top 10 for Ferrari. Meanwhile, Nander goes even faster than Viperize, goes into that 129.2s, so reaches the top 3 by quite some time, actually. Viperize and Arstrading that being Nander looking to take the first pole position of the season. However, while that was all going on, Mr. Durrell in the Mercedes did invalid his time. He was purple in the second sector, went off at turn 13. He's about to go out for his first official lap. Let's see what the Mercedes driver can do. In Group 3 last season, he was on fire with Tommy XXC in the battle for many different positions in that race. I'm curious to see what the Mercedes driver can do as he does lock up a little bit into turn 1 there, and we'll see how the rest of his lap comes about. But I do want to mention a big thank you to all our viewers joining so far. Thank you for joining us in our first official LSR Season 5 live stream. This is 1 out of 4 divisions of F1 23. This is a record for this league as well. Tomorrow we have Group 2, which is going to be incredible all around Bahrain, by the way. And then on Sunday, that's the big day. Group 1, our fastest division, along with Group 3. That'll be later on in the day. But Group 1 is the one we're focusing all our attention on. And then this is, of course, our crossplay tier, as it is called Group C. Definitely keep an eye on this division as we go throughout the season. It's definitely going to be one to look out for. Our first ever race on this tier as well. And I want to say a big thank you to our admins who have got this really going. Our Stratting and Breakfast King, the 2 Williams in today's session, as Durrell is purple in the second sector. Curious to see what he can do as we continue this conversation. But yeah, congrats to them on getting this tier going. Really, really impressed and really happy to see that it has succeeded so far. And excited to see what they can do as well. If you're interested in more LSR content, subscribe and like this video. But anyway, here comes Durrell to the line. It is fastest overall, a 128.8. What a lap time for the Mercedes driver, the first driver into the 128s. We told you he was fast, viewers, and he's just proven that. Durrell, fastest overall. He's actually broken both of our records of the predictions there, because, Robin, I think you mentioned a 128.9 was going to be the pole position, and I said a 129.2, and Durrell's gone in and done a 128.8.
Yes, indeed, a very good lap time with Durrell there. As Viperizer is coming on to the last corner, he's 3 tenths up on his time. Will he be able to beat Durrell? I think he was about 4 tenths down on Durrell's middle sector. So Durrell has had an insanely quick middle sector, which is very good by him. As Viperizer improves to P2, 29.1, very good lap time by him indeed. But he is not able to beat Durrell. A very good lap time by Durrell. So let's see if anyone else can manage to beat that lap time. As you said, indeed, he has broken both of our predictions. So he might even go faster, because it was only his first real lap. And as you said, he locked up a bit in turn 1, which might have cost him a bit of time. So he is making his way around the track now, looking to pit, as James has improved 4 tenths up into P4, 29.5 by him. Strading still in the pits. Let's see if Hixie is improving. He is not. Let's see if anyone else is crossing the line here. There's Red Bull crossing the line. Is that anyone on a lap? I'm not actually sure. I don't think that it is anyone on a lap. As we are checking this on a lap, he is 3 tenths up. He goes into P11. Very nice lap by him indeed. 30.7.
Breakfast King, watch out for Breakfast King. He's in the Williams.
King goes up into P12. A decent lap by him as well. Just behind we are checking 19,000, so very close indeed. As you can see, the places 10 till place 14 are within 2 tenths, which is very close indeed. And then again, the drivers from P4 till P6 in 1 tenth as well, actually. As Viperizer is driving very slow at the final corner. I don't know what he is doing. I think he has run out of fuel, or he might have spun. I'm not sure. I'm not sure actually. So just waiting for him to enter the pits. I'm not sure what he's doing, but we're waiting for everyone to come out again.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting prepared for their final times in this session. Will Durrell's lap time, a 128.8, be the pole position time? Let us know down in the comments if you think so. Gaming James and Puma, watch out for these two as well. Aston Martin really on fire. Gaming James up into 4th now. And Puma in 14th at the moment, but was up on his time. Also, meanwhile, Ellie and Bayern did improve to P10, so the Ferraris are now in the top 11. Which is good for them. A team that's not having a good day so far is Alpine. Spiderweb and Manners are down in 15th and 16th. Both of them need a better lap time, I would say. Also Kendricks as well. Kendricks hasn't set a lap time in that Red Bull, so hopefully he'll be able to get a lap as the session comes to a close. Nander out on his lap. Excited to see what he can do. But Robin, what do you think? Do you think Durrell's lap of a 128.8 is going to be the fastest time in this session?
I do not. I think he will actually improve. I don't think anyone else will beat it, but I think he will beat it himself. I think Durrell is going to be on pole for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and then it will be very close for P2 indeed. It might be Viperizer, Nander, or James, or maybe even our own Strading, as we will have to wait and see what these guys can put in. As like you said, the Ferraris both into P11 and P12. After McLaren, they're actually the highest team right now, as the Alpine of Manners goes into P10 now, so he drops both the Ferraris outside. Let's see if anyone else is on a lap, and like you said, Kendrick's not having set a lap. I think he is going out right now. No, that is his teammate, Hixie. So I'm not sure if he's starting last or anything, but pretty weird. Don't have seen him out on track yet in this session, as some people are starting a lap now. Let's see if one of the guys in the top 3 is on a lap. As Nander is starting his lap, let's see if he can beat Durrell. Works with him on board as he's braking for turn 1. He broke very late, but he hugs the apex nicely. Let's see if he is able to beat Durrell's sector 1. I'm not sure what Durrell's sector 1 time was. Actually, I'll check real quick. It was a 28.715. As Viperizer might have disconnected or something, because he has just rejoined. but I'm not sure if he will have enough time to go out again. No, he will not. Only 132 remaining. So that's Viperizer gone. As Nander actually matches Durrell through the first sector there. Let's see if he's able to win some time through the second sector. As we know, Durrell's second sector was very, very strong indeed. As it says, Nander's tires are 3 laps old. I'm not sure if that's correct, but that would give him a huge disadvantage indeed for the whole lap. So what are your thoughts on that, Yona?
Oh, on the 3 lap old tires?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a glitch or...
I think it's a glitch, but I mean, who knows? It's possible that drivers could be doing that on 3 lap old tires, but basing the times that Nander is showing, even though he has actually gone a little bit wide, I think, in certain corners. That's why he's backed off of this particular lap. But that first sector was pretty quick for the Alfa Romeo, and I think on 3 lap old tires on a track like Bahrain with the softs degrading pretty fast in qualifying, I don't think he'd be able to set quick times like that. So Nander's going out for his final time now. He does not improve because he backed off of the final part. That might hurt his times. Now his tires will be a little bit degraded, even if they are new. So anybody else improving? Our Stratting is in the...
Darrell has backed off. Darrell has backed off as well.
Oh, interesting.
So he will not be improving. Only James is the last one starting a lap, I think. Oh no, there's a Ferrari behind him as well. But the other people will not start a lap. So the Ferrari is the last one on a lap. He just about makes it with 1 second on the clock. Very good timing by him indeed there, a bit lucky. So let's see if Sterling is able to improve. 28.8 in the first sector, loses about 1.5 tenths. Let's see if he's able to jump Viperizer and Nander here in the second sector. Let's see if anyone else is about to finish the lap. Give me 1 second. I think the Ferrari of Bono is finishing a lap, but he is not on a good lap. As Breakfast is improving, but not on finishing a lap. So we'll just watch on board with James here. As Strider is finishing a lap, but he's 4 tenths down on his last time. So Strider not improving here. He will stay in P5 if no one improves actually. So let's stay on board with James here. Let's see if he's able to improve. Just coming out of turn 10 there. Going into turn 11 here. Almost finishing the second sector. Hits the apex really nice there. A very good turn 11 by him. In turn 13 now, a very tricky corner indeed. You can actually take a bit of the inside curve here, but he doesn't, as he's nearly a 10 top, which would currently not gain him any positions. But let's see if he's able to improve some more in the final sector, as he hits his apex nicely this time around. I think he went a bit wide last time around. Let's see where he puts his Aston Martin. It will be P4 for James, so he doesn't gain any positions. But he improves 2 tenths, which is very nicely done by him. Let's see if Spiderweb is on the lap. He is not, so that's qualifying over. And we have Darrell on pole for the Bahrain Grand Prix here. And Viperizer on P2. As they both actually didn't set a last lap. Darrell only doing 1 lap, so there might have been a bit more time in that lap. But him choosing to back out on his final lap made him to not be able to improve, as Viperizer got kicked, I think, as we saw him rejoin actually in the middle of the final laps. So that's not ideal for him, but he still manages to get P2 here. And we have Nander in P3, James in P4, Stratting in P5, Ozan in P6. Alien actually managed to improve up to P7, then Hixie in P8, and then the Haas of Kelmac in P9, as we have Tommy in the McLaren in P10, Spider in P11, Manners in P12, Bono in P13, Breakfast King in P14, we are checking P15, Puma P16, Oreo in P17, Shane in P18, and Kendricks in P19 not setting a lap. That is really, really weird. I don't know why he hasn't set any lap.
Yeah, quite surprising.
He hasn't even gone out. He has used 0 tires.
I mean, he is a reserve for Red Bull, so maybe he's thinking of like testing a few things out before he jumps into his full-time seat at Alpine in Group 3, which is later on in Sunday. We'll see what he does, but yeah, impressive stuff from Durrell there, really showing that he's got the pace to possibly start off the season with the win. Impressive stuff from Mercedes in general. Ozan up into P6 as well for Mercedes, so let's see what they can do. This grid is incredible. I mean, it's incredibly unique in the way of it being like so many different teams, so many different drivers involved in this fight. It's not like one team is dominating or whatever. There's a lot of different drivers involved here. It's a very competitive field, exactly what we want to see from this tier. But let's see what these drivers can do. Let's see what this tier provides as a no formation lap as well. It's definitely going to be an exciting race, but yeah, let's see how it goes. Turn 1 can be sometimes chaos in league racing. Let's hope that it's not here in the group crossplay division. But as LSR starts off, it's Season 5 with its 4th F1 tier. Honestly, just can't wait for the action. Robin, let's have some fun, because this is going to be an interesting race for sure.
As Viprize in the chat here, saying he was in the middle of a lap, he was 2/10 up, and then he realized he has lagged out, which is quite annoying indeed. So Viprize are actually having the pace to go into the 28s as well here. So it's going to be a very exciting race indeed. It's going to be very close between Viperizer, James, and Doro at the start here. As we have 4 lights, of course, no formation lap. So it will be interesting to see who is starting on what tire. As it's lights out and away we go. As I think Doro is on the hard compounder tire. Let's see who has got a better start. I think Viperizer is taking the lead here, as he actually has indeed. Doro dropping back down to P3, getting a bit of a tap from behind, as Doro has almost been tapped around. He's losing a lot of places now, down into P5 already. He's having a great start from P8 up into P4, as someone has spotted. I think it's trading, he's actually retired. I'm not sure what's happened there. He is retired on the right hand side of the track, and I think that's a virtual safety car actually. Did you see what happened, Jonah?
Very, very interesting to see. I think it was contact between Ozan and R Stratting. That's our admin, our conductor, I guess you could say, of the server and the tier out of this event on the first lap. That is incredibly unfortunate for him. Both Mercedes had a horrible start there, but yeah, it was contact between Ozan and R Stratting at turn 3. I saw it on my camera, but I need to look back and see exactly what happened there. R Stratting is, of course, going to be very frustrated with that in general. But Viperize, great start to this race. Nander, P2. Gaming James in P3. Dural did not have a good start. I think there was actually contact with his teammate early on, as the VSC is now over. Bono, another great start as well for the Ferrari driver. Ferrari 6th and 7th at the moment. So as normal in Bahrain, there is a crash or two, a little incident. I am curious to see what happened between R Stratting and Ozan, and R Stratting definitely not going to be happy with that one, as Gaming James looking for the overtake on Nander already as we approach the 2nd lap of the race. Viperize and the McLaren leads away.
Yeah, I've actually just watched it back, and I saw that Strading got a little bit of a tap from someone on his left side, which made him drift off to the right hand side of the track, but Ozan was there, so Ozan, his left front wheel, got stuck on Strading his mid car, and it spun him into the right hand side barrier out of turn 1 here, which made Strading retire. So it's not ideal. Ozan could absolutely do nothing about that crash. It was very unfortunate indeed. As we can see, Durwell losing a lot of positions here. Of course, starting on the hard compound tire, he will be quite a lot slower at the beginning of the race here. Let's see if he can stick with the top 3 guys, as Hixie has actually already lost DRS here to Nander, and Viperizer has already broken the DRS as well to James here. As you said, indeed, the Ferrari is having a very good start. Bono making up 7 positions here, which is very good. Also Breakfast King making up 5 positions. And Shane as well. He was actually on the soft compounder tires. We'll actually look at the tires right now. We have the top 4 on mediums, then Darwell on hards, then Bono on mediums again, Elian on hards, and then Kelmac on softs, Breakfast King on mediums, and then down below it's very mixed again, with a few hard runners and a few medium and soft runners actually. As Ozan has a penalty, I'm not sure for what. Let me check how many seconds it is. It will probably be for speeding in the pit lane, as it's a 5-second time penalty. So that's only making his race go from bad to worse. As Viperize has a false lap, as James actually catching up a bit. He has gained about a 10th lap, as he has also driven Nando out of DRS zone. So no DRS for the top 4 guys. Which is not ideal for them. Also, of course, not ideal for the battling up front, as Kelma actually making a move past Breakfast King, or it might actually be the other way around, as the Ferraris are battling as well in front of them, as Bono is trying to go around the outside, but Elin not having that, he slots back in front of his teammates. So the Ferrari is fighting here. They might want to keep the fighting down to close into Darwell there, as Calmac stays in front of Breakfast King on the soft compounded tires, of course. He will be looking to overtake both Ferraris, who are on the medium and hard compounded, as Hixie has driven back into the DRS of Nander. Same goes for James. James having a bit more pace here, having a DRS on Viperizer, and he has closed the gap down to 7/10 here, which is very good by James indeed.
Yeah, James pulling off a really good part of the race, I could say, and watch out for Durrell as well on the hard compound tires. The hard's actually really working out for Durrell and Elian. I think they've warmed up those tires a little bit against the others, which is great to see. Durrell looking to make the move on Hexie here as we come into turn 14. The Mercedes trying to go round the outside of the Red Bull. How is that going to work? And he does it round the outside. The Mercedes takes it into 4th position now. Will the Red Bull have a good... Oh, and there is the Ferrari off the track. That's Elian on the hard compound tires spinning off there. The Aston has to go off the track. Watch out, everybody. You got to go around that Ferrari who's going slowly there. Elian is going to move down to around 14th, maybe even 15th position, as Manners might get the overtake on the Ferrari. So not good news for Elian, as the Ferrari was having a good battle with his teammate Bono, who is on the medium compound tires. Also, watch out for MCal as well. MCal on the soft compound tires. Haas trying a different strategy here, with Damn Shame also going for the same strategy. Can MCal try and breach the top 5 here and get in there? He does have to pit very soon, though. He will have a few laps to do so, as Kendrick's also making a move on MCal's teammate. A battle for P11, it seems. Oreo in the fight as well, and that AlphaTauri. Is he going to try and send it? Yes, he is, down the inside, and there's an Alpine going off the track. That's Manners in the Alpine car. That's at turn 7. I think he's actually saved the car from the wall, but he's lost a lot of time there. I think that might have been a spin at turn 7 or something like that. Breakfast King now up into 7th position for Williams. A battle here for 7th. There goes Tommy XXC to the inside of Bono as well. Bono's going to try and re-overtake Tommy, though, as the battle for 7th is kicking off between these 3 drivers. As
you're watching what happens in the midfield, Dar was actually already close up to Nander here, and he's on the back of him going up into the straight. Will he try and overtake the as Nander's actually gone off track, and Durrell is actually already through. I'm not sure what happened there, but as there's a virtual safety car as well.
Oh, and that's incredibly unfortunate for Gaming James, who was looking to make a move for the overall race lead. The Alpine retiring off at the exit of turn 11, it seems. James has to brake a little bit there and not make the overtake for the race lead of this race. However, now that the virtual safety cars come out, will this allow a driver or two to come into the pit lane? Doesn't look like anybody's tried it just yet, but if it lasts for another lap, I could see one of the Haas's maybe trying an undercut strategy and pitting under this VSC, although I don't think it's going to last that long. But yeah, going back to the topic, Gaming James having to brake on the straight because of the VSC. He was almost ahead of Viperize. Respectful racing, of course, between the two. But yeah, just a shame for James, as he's going to be a little annoyed with that, but he'll come back stronger once the VSC is over.
As you said, James having a bit of an unfortunate moment there, as now Darrell might actually catch up because of the VSC. If his delta was within a second of James there, as VSC has ended, and Darrell is indeed within the DRS of James, and James is on the back of Viperizer. So Darrell really there taking quite a big of an advantage from the virtual safety car and getting back into the DRS, as the gap was almost 1.5 seconds there. As Nander in P4 now, he obviously went off track in the final corner. As let's see if Gaming James is able to make a move now up into turn 1. It's actually one of the Ferraris to spun again. That's Elian, him not having the best of races. Let's see if James is going to make the move, as he does indeed very easy. The DRS is very powerful around there. Let's see if Darrell is able to make a move. He is not, as Viperizer does a bit of a dummy down the inside here. As we have a battle for the top for P1 here with 4 guys. The top 4 all in DRS of each other. As Nander has actually dropped out a bit. Nander not looking to have the pace here. As Viperizer has gone back past James again, indeed up into turn 4. So Viperize is taking the lead again, and now Darrell being on the back of James here. Let's see if he's able to make a launch down into turn 8. He's very close to the back of James, but he chooses to stay behind, which is a very smart decision indeed. So let's see if these guys are going to do some more battling, which I expect, as the DRS is very powerful around here. So it's going to be very fun to watch.
Yeah, James, it was good. It was a very good move from him into turn 1, but then Viperize just said, thank you very much, I'll take that, as he's looking to re-overtake the McLaren to the outside line. James has taken the move. Can Durrell take it from Viperize, the Mercedes right in the back? And that was crucial for Gaming James to get it in that position. Now he can start gaining some time on Viperize and get out of that DRS zone. He needs to clear Viperize if he's going to stay ahead of Durrell. Durrell's on the opposite strategy here on the hard compound tires, and watch out as well. Here comes Nander and that Alfa Romeo. As you mentioned, a four-way fight for the race lead in this Group C division. Gaming James has got within 7/10 of a second to Viperize. Viperize now under pressure from Durrell. That should save James, as he shouldn't have to defend, as Durrell's going to the outside line. In the Mercedes, he pulls ahead of the McLaren. Viperize trying to re-overtake the Mercedes, as there a little bit of contact, a little bit of wheel baiting there, but Durrell seems to get ahead. But Viperize is coming back at him. Viperize right behind. Then Durrell just pulls ahead, and here comes Nander as well. Nander to the inside at turn 4. Here we go.
Yes, indeed, Nander down the inside of turn 4, overtaking Viperizer there, as Nander has actually lost DRS again. He's got him back inside now, but he's lost it again. So this battle, making Nander drop outside of the DRS, and Viperizer losing 2 positions here. As look at the ERS levels, Viperizer having no ERS at all, 14% for him. Nander having 32, and Durrell having 75%. He's on the back of James now, with 50% ERS, using a bit of the exit of turn 9 there, as Durrell looking to make a move down the main straight here. But the DRS is so insanely strong around here, it's nearly impossible to get out of the DRS second if you're not outside of the DRS when the straight starts.
Yeah, Durrell really he's right on the back of James here. He's looking to go for that move. He's actually going for it before the DRS zone. Hold up a second. Here comes the Mercedes to the lead. Durrell into the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Here we go. James is going to have to try and re-overtake. He's got 60% ERS, trying to stay within Durrell. He actually does have the DRS. This is going to help out James here. Durrell maybe going to have to defend even more than he thought. James closing up to that Mercedes. Durrell defends the inside line. Here comes James. James is right on the back of the Mercedes driver into turn 4. Can he get a good exit? It doesn't look like it. So Durrell's going to stay ahead for the time being. He's got that gap. He's got that space. And Durrell takes the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix officially on lap 8.
Indeed, Durrell taking the lead here. He looks to have a lot of straight line speed, as he managed to stay ahead of James here on the straight quite easily. As we have the first person into the pits, it's Shame actually, going on to the medium compound tires. I don't think those tires were lost. It's very early to make a pit stop. Those tires were after 21 laps, which is very long indeed, as he gets overtaken by the Mercedes of Ozan, exiting the pits, as Nander losing already 2 seconds to James here. So that's quite a bit of a gap, as Durrell is looking to break out of that DRS second, 6/10 now. Let's see if he's able to make a bit of a bigger gap in the last sector here, as Durrell looks to have the best pace of the top 4 here. He's of course on the hard compound tires, so he is on the best strategy as well, and he has the most amount of ERS. Actually he doesn't, he has used a lot of ERS on that lap. He's on 30%, so he's used almost his whole battery on that lap. 9/10 of a gap now, as James just about manages to inside his DRS. Will he be able to overtake him? I don't think he will. The gap is just a bit too big. Let's see if Durrell was able to break him out of the DRS on this lap, as James gaining a lot of time here with the DRS, already gaining 3/10, 4/10. He's gained 4/10 on the straight with DRS. It's going to be nearly impossible to break out this way.
James has to stay with Durrell here, because
James
Durrell
actually makes a mistake. James, I think he has disconnected or something. Oh, it was just lag, I think. It was just lag, I think.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. That was a bit weird what happened there, but it will carry on. As there's a 7/10 gap right now. As let's see if Durrell was able to break that DRS second. James managing to stay inside 7/10. Very nicely done by James indeed. Those tires starting to get quite old now. 10 laps on those medium compounded tires, as Nander and Viperizer both have lost DRS to each other. Viperizer on 1.3 seconds, he has completely lost the pace here. Nander also 2.5 seconds. He's going to be losing a lot of time, as Darwell looks to have the best pace in the corners, but he's just dragging James along on the straight, which makes it very hard for Nander to catch up, as James is basically driving Darwell's pace here.
Yeah, Durrell now pulling out. I mean, James is now, he's like right on the edge of the DRS detection line. James has now got within 0.7 of a second. How much ERS? Oh, okay, so James has got more ERS than Durrell for sure. But Durrell makes a mistake. Durrell makes a mistake. James has got the opportunity to make that move. Wow, already, as they come down to turn 1, he's using that ERS. Here comes the Aston Martin. James to the inside. Durrell's gonna have to go for the move into turn 4. James just gets ahead of the Mercedes driver. That was crucial for James, but can he defend? Here comes Durrell on the hard compound tires. The Mercedes driver trying to re-overtake James for the race lead. Is he gonna go to the inside? No! A little bit of contact though between the two drivers. Yep.
I think Darrell tapped James' rear end there into turn 4, making James go wide, but very sportsmanship-like of Darrell. He backs out of the corner and let James in front again. But this means Nander is catching up by a massive amount of time, already gained a second in those few corners. Let's see if he's able to get back inside the DRS. He will be looking to use a bit of ERS as well. 1.5 seconds now as Puma's down into the pits. Quite early pit stop for him as well. These guys going for a very aggressive undercut indeed, as Vaporizer nearly catching up as well. Darwell and James battling here is losing him a lot of time. They have to start working together a bit more to pull away from the rest of the field.
This is just getting absolutely exciting. That little contact has just made this race even better, because here comes Nander. As you mentioned, the battle is not over for first position though. And also FYI viewers, Puma did pit for wing damage, I believe, and also tires. So two different reasons why the Aston Martin did come into the pit lane, as his teammate, Puma's teammate, Gaming James, has to defend against the Mercedes of Durrell. Durrell's got a lot to play with here. He's on the hard compound tires. He can risk an overtake, but he doesn't really need to at this point, but he's gonna go for it. Here comes the Mercedes. Down to turn 1 we go on lap 11 of this race. Durrell looks to take the lead. Can Gaming James keep this going? No, he's gonna stick right behind, but Durrell goes a little bit wide. That allows Gaming James to have a nice run, although Durrell actually gets an even better run actually. So the Mercedes stays ahead for the time being. That was crucial for Durrell to get ahead of the Aston Martin. James down to second, and now Nander, look at Nander, 7/10 the gap. He's now brought back into this fight. The top 4 are in a really good spot. Meanwhile, we have a spin. I believe that's a Williams.
Breakfast King. It's Breakfast King. He is spun around outside of on the exit of turn 1. Not ideal for him. He loses a lot of time with this. Already 5 seconds behind Kendricks, as Kendricks has had an amazing race so far. Already up into P9 actually, gaining 11 positions. As Gaming James 7/10 behind Durrell now, taking the back time down to 6/10. As Darrell getting a very good run indeed out of turn 2, opening the corner a bit more, allowing him to take more speed onto the straight, which gained him a lot of time and made him stay in front of Gaming James. Gaming James looking to re-overtaking here on the main straight, but he is 7/10 behind. He does have 20% more ERS, 10% more actually. As we could see Bono getting a time penalty there. I think he has damage or something, because he's going really slow. Let me check actually, he doesn't have damage, but I think there's a problem on the Ferrari there. He's dropped the position and got a penalty, so I'm not sure what happened there, but Kendrick's up into P8 here, as Kelmex gets a time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, which is not ideal for him. His softs lasting 12 laps, which is insanely long, so we might see some hard soft strategy here actually. As a soft loss really long, as he actually goes onto the medium compound tires. So Kelmac here doing the medium soft strategy. So he will be looking to make a big undercut on the top 6 here, as Tommy moves into P6 here with Kelmac pitting of course. As Hixie is driving in nowhere, in no one's land. He is driving 4 seconds behind Viperizer and 4 seconds in front of Tommy, which is not ideal for him, as a few more people are pitting. Breakfast Can and we are checking here, as Nander's actually gotten back inside the DRS of Gaming James, which is very good for him indeed, as he breaks the braking board, which is not ideal. But as Tommy gets a 3-second time penalty as well, up and down into P6, that's not ideal for him. But luckily for him, the gap behind is 8 seconds, which is very big, as there's a 3-way battle for the lead right now, as James looking to make a move again past Darrell here, as James gets a way better access, has more ERS, and he has DRS as well, and the slipstream of course. So let's see if James is able to make a move. This battle of course going on for already 13 laps. Let's see if they can make the battle last till the last lap, as James actually backs off in the first corner to get a battle run up into the second straight here, but he doesn't actually, loses a lot of time in turn 2, as that gives Nander a run here, but he doesn't actually overtake, as we saw Hixie get a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. These guys don't know where to brake for the pit lane. They're getting a lot of penalties for speeding in the pit lane. The FIA won't be happy, so they will have to brake a bit earlier there. Of course the old tires might play a part in that as well. Of course less grip means easily locking your tires, which causes a bigger amount of speed to be carried on into the pit lane, which is of course not allowed. I think 80 kilometers an hour is allowed in this pit lane here, as James nearly losing DRS to Duro here.
Yeah, he is. He's losing a lot of time, and I think that's down to the hard compound tires that Durrell has on. He's really working. He's really made those hards work well. And also Nander, because Nander dropped off, that allowed the Alfa Romeo driver to kind of cool down those tires a little bit, because James has been pressuring Durrell pretty much this entire race, or defending at least. So Nander is actually going to have a really good shot at this podium for second position here against James, because his tires are going to be a lot fresher. They're going to be a lot newer. You can play around with them a little bit more. Meanwhile, they're
both going to the pits. Nander and James both in the pits. As,
you're right.
James went into the pits and then decided to follow him very late on. I'm not sure if he cut the pit lane there, the white line on the entry, but Nander making a very late call to go into the pits, as they both decided to put on the hard compound tire, I think. Yeah, both on the hard compound tire, so they're both trying to undercut Darrell here. Let's see if Darrell is going to respond and pit his lap, or if he's going to sell another lap. I think it would make sense to pit right after the other guys, to not lose track position again. And of course Darrell will be on the medium compound tires, unless he of course chooses to go onto the soft compound tires, which will make him lose a lot of time on the undercut of course, but then he will have amazing speed on those soft compound tires, as Nander overtakes Kendricks here. Kendricks having a little bit of a moment and slotting behind Nander here. Of course Kendricks on 13 lap all tires, in P6 right now, but he will have to make a stop and drop down, I think possibly to P8 here, as Red Bull having a very good day indeed. Same goes for McLaren. McLaren into 2 and 3 right now, with of course Tommy having to make a pit stop and having that 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, as someone is overtaking. Breakfast King overtakes Bono down the inside as they hit Rius, as they lock the wheels out of turn 4. Bono slots in front of Breakfast King. That was not ideal, but they're both able to carry on. And I think no one has damage here. Let me actually check real quick. No, I don't think any of the guys have damage. As let's see if James and Nander are able to undercut Darrell. Darrell carrying on for an extra lap, as Nander has actually dropped out of DRS to gaining James, which is not ideal for him. James of course has the fresh tires again now, so he will be flying on the next couple of laps. I think he will set the fast lap as well this lap. Of course on the fresh compound tires, and James being one of the quicker drivers in this group.
Yeah, James and Nander, they're going to be looking to overtake Durrell here for the race lead, trying to go for that undercut strategy that we've been mentioning. However, Durrell on the hards has a very good opportunity to pit for the softs. These two drivers pit for the hards, and if Durrell pits on the softs, he's going to be miles ahead. No matter if Durrell comes out behind these two drivers, even if he comes out behind, he will be the faster driver because he's going to be on those fresher tires. He's either going to be on the mediums or the soft tires. He can do whatever he wants at this point. Dural is absolutely in a perfect position for strategy right now in terms of what he's done, because he's done the difficult part, which is carrying on those hard tires in the early part, where James and Nander have done that, are doing that now effectively. So this has really worked out for Dural here, and the question is, will he be able to win this race with this preferred strategy? Also, further down the grid in the middle of the pack, another driver that's been really good, actually. It's been showing some really strong pace at the moment and is catching up to the top 6, I would say, is MCal Mac 77. That's his full name in the Haas car. Medium tires, where the rest are pretty much on hard tires or older tires. He is catching up to Kendricks right now, going for P6. Once Tommy and Viperize come into the pit lane, MCal is going to be battling with Viperize for P4 at the moment. This would be huge for Haas in general, as Nander sets the fastest lap of the race on the hard compound tires, a 132.5. So maybe those hards are working out a lot better than what we think. So 16 laps into this race, we still have some laps remaining. I want to say, Robin, it's been an absolute pleasure to be commentating with you, and it has been one heck of a race, I must say.
Yes, indeed, it's been a pleasure from my side as well. As Nander almost overtaking James here, and the lap time Nander actually said was 2 seconds quicker than Darwell's lap time, so Darwell losing a lot of time here. But as you said a bit earlier on, indeed, Darwell is going to pit to the softs or to the mediums, so he will have fresher tires. As someone has spun in turn 1, I think that's Alfa Tauri and the Aston Martin of Puma and Bono. That's not a new Breakfast King overtaking both. I'm not sure what happened there, but as someone else did the fastest lap, I'm not sure who set the fastest lap. It's Ozan, 32.3 on the medium compound tires. So if Ozan is able to do 32.2 on the medium compound tires, imagine what Durrell space will be on those mediums.
Yeah, and Ozan, seemingly the second driver to Mercedes. Dural, definitely the faster of the two drivers. And I mean, no disrespect to either. I'm just saying what we have seen from the session. Here comes MCal on Kendricks. That Haas is right on the back of the Red Bull, looking to overtake Kendricks as they come into that straight, which has no DRS, into 14. MCal and Kendricks looking for that DRS change. I think Kendricks is wanting to get the DRS on MCal here, as MCal trying to defend. I think the Red Bull should about get this. Yes, he will, to the outside line. Kendricks does get it. MCal's gonna have to re-overtake him into turn 4, and watch out for the second Red Bull as well. That other Red Bull is right there. Can MCal re-overtake Kendricks into turn 4? Meanwhile, Tommy and whoa, okay, hold on.
Rider's gone again.
Oh no, that's not good.
Has been kicked again. Let me invite him real quick, because we do not want to see that indeed. I can't actually invite him. I don't have him as a friend.
Oh, that's true. I think he has the party invite. Oh, there he is. He's back. He's back in the lobby.
Again.
Okay, so hopefully he hasn't lose too much time. But Robin, did you see that battle for third between Gaming James, Nander, and Tommy? That was some stuff.
Yeah. I actually saw it indeed. Gaming James overtaking Tommy there into turn 1, and then Tommy trying to re-overtake him in turn 4, but in doing so he went a bit wide, and it allowed Nander to come through into turn 6, I believe. So a really good job by Nander. Tommy struggling on those hard compound tires, those old tires, and Darwell is still carrying on. He did a 34.4 this lap around, which lost him. Let's wait for James and Nander to cross the line. They are setting 32.7s, which means you're gaining about 1.3, 1.4 seconds a lap. This has been going on for about 4 or 5 laps, so I'm expecting Darrell to drop back around 6 seconds, maybe 7 seconds behind these guys. So he will have to do a hell of a job, as I think Viperizer might have disconnected again, because... Oh no, he hasn't. He is joined back now. His car is going really slow indeed again, but good to see him back. Wait 1 sec.
Alrighty, it looks like we have a battle between the two Red Bulls as well. I believe I'm pronouncing this correctly. Hexy, I believe, has got past Kendricks. So Kendricks down to P8. Oh, Breakfast King out of the race on the... Whoa, safety car has been...
Durrell!
That's perfect for Durrell!
That's absolutely perfect. James will be absolutely smashing his head here. as he has just boxed, and he will lose the position again to Darble, who will be in front of James on new times, as James gets the drive-through penalty as well.
That is incredibly horrible for Gaming James. This has completely ruined his chances of a potential overall victory. This is over for Gaming James. The drive-through penalty is going to severely hurt his race. Viperize also struggling connection issue. Dural comes into the pit lane. He's got this. Nander is going to be in a perfect position to fight for P2 and 1. Viperize is back in the session, but has he missed the pits? Let's see. The McLaren's coming into the pit lane.
He will pit.
Yeah, he will.
But I think that's his AI.
Oh, is it?
I'm not sure. As Spiderweb gets a drive-through penalty as well.
2 different drivers with drive-through penalties. That is incredibly bad for those 2 drivers. Also, something else I want to keep an eye on as well. Besides the McLarens, and Viperize, just to confirm, your AI has pit you onto soft tires, so you are good. MCal going to be in a really good position here. Same with Kendricks and Hexkey as well. Both of those guys are going to be in a position to fight for the top 5. But I want to say, what happened with Breakfast King as Spiderweb does retire from the session? I believe he is done. Alpine and Williams, what a horrendous day for both teams today. It has been a disastrous race. I want to find out what happened to Breakfast King, because that was on the main straight. I mean, the only thing I can think of is like contact with another driver, you know, but like, what happened to the Williams?
I have no clue indeed, as it's indeed a really weird place to crash, as Spiderweb retired as well. But it looked like the at the exit of the pit exit, that's where he crashed, but I'm not actually sure. As we have both Viperizer and Nander on softs, so they will be extremely quick. And Daro has chosen to box for the medium compounder tires, which will be extremely hard for him to manage, I think. As Viperizer and Nander, of course, both very quick as well. They will be looking to overtake Darbo here, and James, of course, having to serve that drive-through penalty. He will drop back all the way to the back of the field, actually, because you can't serve a drive-through penalty under a safety car. So he will drop all the way back because he will have to lose 20 seconds. So James might not even score points here.
That's just horrible for Gaming James. He's had the race of his life, really. It's been an amazing job by the Aston Martin driver, just a reserve in this league, in this tier as well. We got to get him into a full-time drive as soon as possible, because he is putting on some incredible performances in that Aston Martin car today and in the preseason race as well. But Viperize and Nander really going to be in a good position. I'm interested to see what happened with Dural on those mediums. That's a very different strategy. Gaming James into the pit lane. That is interesting. So the Aston, that's for tires. That's for tires, I think.
Yeah, it has to be for tires. It has to be for tires. Did he not pit the first time around? I thought he pit.
I thought so too. Did the game not change his tires?
I'm not actually sure, but because his penalty is still there as well.
That's true.
Let me actually check it.
Oh, here we go. So Gaming James, here's what he said. So 2 things. First off, Breakfast King has said he thinks both of our cars, I'm assuming he's referring to another driver, glitching on my screen, and the glitching around spun me onto the grass. That's what happened with Breakfast King. Gaming James says he got a drive-through penalty when he boxed, and it pit him onto old mediums. He did pit, but he pit onto old mediums because the game didn't. That's horrible. That is absolutely horrible for.
So shit.
Yeah, for sure. That's totally not great for Gaming James in the Aston Martin car. That is just horrible. He's put onto the soft tires. He's gonna have to serve that drive-through penalty though, so he'll jump he'll descend, I guess, all the way to the end of the field, which is just truly, truly incredible. Truly unfortunate, not incredible. That is the total opposite word. For Gaming James in the Aston Martin car. Viperize is
gone again.
Oh my goodness, it's been total connection lag for Viperize. Okay, so he's in second position here. If the safety car goes in this lap, this is absolutely the worst case scenario for Viperize. Nander's going to be in a perfect position. And look at Kendricks. Look at Kendricks. Kendricks is starting at the end of the field in the top 5 on the soft compound tires. And Tommy's got a penalty. Viperize is out of the session. Kendricks is in a potential P3 position at the moment.
Yes, indeed, a very good race by Kendricks indeed there, as Viperizer has joined back again. But he will be looking not to disconnect again, because if he disconnects in the final stages of the race, that will be his chances to win over. As he says in the chat, he thinks his AI hit Darrell, which is not ideal, but I can't see any damage on both drivers. So I think everything is fine, as Nander also in a perfect position to grab the win here. It will be a very enjoyable battle to watch, as Viperizer and Nander will be full-on attacking Darrell here at the safety car restart and the laps following the safety car restart, as Tommy will be looking to clear that 5-second time penalty as well, as it's actually a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. So that might also be removed if its warnings aren't valid, you know. So that's also a thing to look around. As Viper is disconnected again, which is not ideal for him. I think that actually might be his race over.
He said he changed his Wi-Fi on the comment section for this YouTube, so maybe that's why he disconnected again. That's potentially good news for Viperize, but if he doesn't sort out this Wi-Fi issue, this is going to really hurt his race and drop him outside of the podium positions. Tommy has thankfully sent an invite to the party chat, so that's good news for Viperize as he does rejoin the session, but we'll see if he does continue. I want to quickly answer this question as I'm a little late on the response. I'm sorry about that, but we have our full-time Red Bull driver in the comment section, Seabird, and he asked, is the next race Silverstone? And that is correct. Silverstone is our next race. That'll be happening next week. Then we have Qatar and Austria. Those are the next two races. The rest of the calendar will be revealed as since Group 1 is mainly PSGL drivers, we're mainly basing our calendar off of the PSGL schedule, and they have only revealed their first 4 races, and we are basically copying exactly what they're doing. Safety car in this lap. Robin, the question I have for you is, do you think Durrell will go on the exit of 14, which is that last corner, or do you think he'll go before then?
I think he will go after the last corner. I don't think he is allowed to go right now because the safety car isn't in. The safety car is still driving on the straight. Look,
oh, that's
he's
true.
Make a very late restart here, as Viperizer is looking very awake, as he's gone actually. Viperizer not being awake at the restart, 5 tenths behind, as Tommy has gotten a great restart. Let's see if Tommy is able to overtake Nander. Will Tommy go for a launch? Tommy, of course, on the medium compound tires. Nander goes around the outside, brakes very late, and he goes off track a bit here. Viperizer tried to go around the outside of turn 2, which is not ideal, but he manages to make it stick, as Nander is looking to make a move again around the outside as they touch. I think they touch a bit, but it's hard to see because of the lag. But as someone has spun, I'm not sure. That's 2 guys. That's Hixie and Damn Shame, I think, and Ozen. So that's not fortunate for those guys, but as Nander makes a move down into turn 8, down as he goes actually into neutral on the exit, which is not ideal, it makes him lose a lot of time on the exit. As look at the gap between Viperizer and Darrell, 1.4 seconds.
Oh, contact between Nander and Tommy there. Nander and Tommy making contact. Tommy went for a move. Sorry to interrupt what we were just saying there, Robin. But yeah, Tommy getting maybe a little bit of damage there. The Red Bull is now looking to make the move on Nander. Here comes Gaming James on MCal. Oh, contact.
Nander was spun around by the Aston Martin of James, I think. As after he got spun around, I think the other Alfa Romeo hit him. His teammate, he doesn't even have a teammate, so that's not possible. But I think it's Kelmac, the Haas, who hit him after he got spun around. So Kelmac might have damage as well, but I'm not sure. We will have to wait and see. As it's actually the Ferrari, I think, that hit him, of Alien. As Kendricks up into P4 right now, with Tommy in front of him, who has a 3-second time penalty. Will Kendricks be able to make it a podium here? P19 till podium position.
Oh, contact further behind. A little bit of contact between the Oreo and I believe Bono. But
I saw wing end plates flying around. That's not ideal. I'm not sure from who it was. I think it was from the Haas there, who is losing a lot of positions. As I think it is indeed from the Haas. Yes, the Haas has lost the front end plate, which is not ideal for Kelmac, as Spiderweb has left the section, but I think he already retired, as there's no DRS in the top 5.
Durrell, 3 seconds!
That's not ideal for him. But he has already built up a 1.8 second gap. Do you think he will be able to pull out those 3 seconds?
Oh my goodness, I don't think so. I mean, maybe he's 2 seconds now. Durrell has to push like he's going for his second race win of this league, and it actually is. His second race win of the league could come today, but that 3-second time penalty is going to really hurt him. This is Viperize's chance. He's gone from Wi-Fi issues to this, fighting for the race lead with 2 seconds gap. If the gap is like this at the end, Viperize will win his first ever LSR race win. For McLaren, Durrell is going fast. Though, fastest lap of the race on the medium compound tires. Viperize has to stay within this 2-second gap, and the good thing is he's on the soft compound tires, so there's potential for this. Tommy also has a 3-second. Kendricks is in a podium position, and watch out for the Ferrari boys as well. Elian and Bono, P5 and P6 at the moment. Elian could be in a position for a top 3 position. Same with Bono. Actually, no, Bono's on a penalty as well. Meanwhile, Gaming James does come into the pit lane, and that is a crash. We are checking out of the race, and that's another safety car.
This is gonna ruin Darrell's race because he has the other guys right behind him. So that might mean Kendricks on for a win here.
Oh my goodness. This safety car has completely changed the outcome of Durrell's race. Durrell might just lose this race win, unfortunately. Viperize might be getting his first ever league race win in LSR. The question now is, what will happen in this? Puma and Oreo, a little bit of position changes under safety car, but we are checking out. I think that's a spin for the AlphaTauri driver. These last few laps have been quite chaos for some of these drivers out there. Remember, this is the first race for all these drivers. First official.
That's penalty as well.
Oh no!
Penalty on our safety car. 3 seconds. Kendricks on for a win here.
Kendricks could win from the last position on this race. He started 19th. Kendricks, if the gap stays this way, will win the first ever race. How has this gone to this point? Elliot Byen could be getting a second place on his return to LSR since season number 2. This is absolutely shocking. At the end of this event, 24 laps into the event, now 25, as the safety car will come in with just a few laps remaining. The top 3 have penalties. Kendricks could win this race.
Viperizer said he lagged.
Oh.
He got a penalty under the safety car, which might ruin his race winner.
And that actually, if his AI got it under the safety car, there is actually potential for him to report it to the stewards afterwards and get that removed. Because if it's not actually him that got the penalty, it's possible that our head steward, Fight Me Now Bot, and the steward team might remove that, and Viperize could win this race. Honestly, we have absolutely no idea who's going to come away with this victory. The top 6, 4 of them have 3-second time penalties. It could be Kendricks, it could be Elian on for a win. Puma could win this race. Honestly, anybody could. With this safety car, though, there is about 3 laps I'd say, because the safety car should go in on lap 26, wouldn't you say? So that would be maybe about 3 laps. Could Durrell, Viperize, Tommy, could they break away from Kendricks and just finish like this as well? I think that's possible.
Yeah, I think that's possible, so definitely. As I think Viperizer got the penalty because he lagged off the circuit, so the stewards will definitely have a look at that. But the same might actually go for Darrell. As I just checked, Darrell only has 3 warnings, so if he gets 1 warning removed, his penalty will also be removed ultimately. So the final race result is not going to be decided when they cross the finish line. It will be decided in the stewards room later. If anyone gets a penalty removed, that might be them winning the racer. As Kendricks in P4 right now is looking at a provisional win. But like I said, provisional, as some people might get a penalty removed up front, as they will definitely report it, because who doesn't want to win the race? As I think the safety car will be in next lap, as some people start to catch up. But next lap there will only be 3 laps remaining when we cross start finish. So let's see if Darrell is able to pull out of that 3 seconds.
I mean, it's technically possible. I think Durrell, if he's going to win this race, he's got to prey on the McLarens. That is what Durrell has to hope for. If the McLarens can hold up Kendricks and Elian and all these guys that don't have penalties, then Durrell could win this. It's really about these McLarens, actually. Tommy and Viperize. It's really about them. Let's see what they do. Let's see if they are going to be kind of using this as a blockade to get this double podium. Because the thing is as well, for sure, both of them want to win. That's definitely possible. That's definitely something that you would think about in a race situation. However, look at the British Grand Prix. McLaren were P2 and P3 in a race for a certain stage. There was potential for Norris to win that race, although Verstappen was right. Oh, hold on. Contact between Durrell and Viperize a little bit. Not really sure.
And Elliot overtaking each other as well. I'm not sure what happened there.
That's
that
weird.
might have to do with Darrell and Viperize having a bit of contact, as Kendricks is back into P4 now. They were overtaking each other as well, but the softs now 7 laps old. They will be lacking massive amounts of pace compared to the mediums, who will also be 7 laps old. So I think the medium runners actually have an advantage tire-wise compared to the soft runners.
That's true. That's very true. I definitely think this is possible for Durrell. He looks the most... I mean, out of these drivers, would you say Durrell is the most likely to win this race, just given the circumstances?
Yes, definitely. I think Darrell has the best pace. He's shown it. And I think if Viperize is going to struggle with the tires, he might actually not be able to keep up with Darrell.
That's very true. That's very true. Yep. We'll see. We'll see how this goes because the safety car is coming in this lap. The racing is about to go on for one final time in Group C's round 1. Let's see who's going to win the first race of the season. Lights are green and we go racing once again on lap 26. It's a sprint shootout to the flag. Durrell leads away for the McLarens. Here comes Kendricks as well. Kendricks in that Red Bull looking for his first win since Belgium. Group 3, Tommy and Viperize swap positions. Oh, contact further back. Chaos in the back of the field at turn 1. Puma and I believe Bono have made contact. Oreo may have been involved in that one as well, as Kendricks makes contact with Tommy. Both drivers going a little wide there, it seems. Kendricks having to back off a little bit and just stay in P4 at the current moment. Kendricks wants this podium as well, even if it's not the race lead. Meanwhile, there goes, Viperize looking for the move on Tommy. Don't make contact, boys. Viperize stays ahead and Tommy will be P3. Golden #1 rule, do not hit your teammate.
James is off. James hit the wall, down into P9. He had a bit of contact with Ozen there out of turn 8, and he's actually hit the wall. He has dropped 2 positions again. And as you said, indeed, currently, Kendricks would win the race. But look at the gap between Darrell and Viperizer. Because the Viperizer and Tommy have been battling, the gap is already up to 1.5 seconds in 1 lap. And Darrell only needs 3 seconds.
That's true. That's very true. Well, this could be... Oh, hold on a second. Here comes Tommy on Viperize. Remember, guys, this is for an actual podium here for both cars. Make sure this doesn't... Oh, wait, hold on a second. Oh, okay, hold on a second. There was a little bit of lag going on my screen. I saw one or two of the cars ghosted for a moment, but I think that's nothing. As Ozan and MCal swapping positions. Hexy now in the fight. As MCal in the fight as well. Wow, this is incredible. Here comes Ozan, Elian, and Gaming James. Here comes Gaming James up into P7, it seems, on Ozan. The Aston Martin trying to defend against Elian now. Tommy and Viperize. Side by side, here comes Kendricks though! Here comes Kendricks! The Red Bull looking for the move!
The penalty will definitely be removed for Kendricks. As
3
he
wide!
got pushed off the track as they make contact, and there's a lot more contact at the back as the other Red Bull of Hixie hits Viperizer, who has been spun around, and the other McLaren as well. Very bad loss, penultimate lap for the McLaren boys here, going from P2 and 3 as James is up into P2 again on those brand new softs. Will he be able to close in 1.4 seconds to Darrell to take the race win? Actually, it's 2.4 seconds. That will be a bit harder, but very, how do you say it? A lot of contact here at the end of the race between the McLaren boys and the Red Bull. It started off with Kendrick getting pushed off the track a bit. That's why he got the penalty. And then they went 3 wide, and I think the McLaren on the outside just turned in a bit too early, hitting hitting Kendricks, and Kendricks hit the other McLaren, which sent Viperizer spinning across the track, and then Hicksy crashed into Viperizer. I think Hicksy has no front wing. Indeed, Hicksy has no front wing. He will have to box, but I think he will stay out actually for the last lap and try and defend for his life without a front wing. He will be absolutely flying on the straight here. On the final lap as he gets tapped a bit as the McLaren spins the game of Tommy because he tapped Hicksy and he has retired on the track, which is not ideal, as Elian gets passed by Kelmick. Kelmick up into P5. Kendricks almost getting passed by Ozen. Ozen almost up into P3 as Bono gets a 5-second time penalty for cutting the corner. I'm not sure what happened there, as I think there's more contact further down, as Puma, Viperizer and Bono all three off track, and Hicksy of course having no front wing here, as Kendrick is overtaken by Ozen, as Darbo looking to take the winner on those mediums. 5.8 seconds separating him and James. James, a very good recovery drive after that little spin he had. Up into P2 again. Ozen up into P3. I'm not sure where Ozen started. Let me actually check. Ozen started P5. Kendricks up into P4 after starting P19. But he will have to try and bring out of Kelmack his 3-second window to stay in front of him with a penalty.
This is absolutely crazy. On the final lap of this race, who could have predicted this podium? Durrell in P1 at the moment. Gaming James in P2. Ozan from after first lap contact with, I believe, Arstrading is now in a potential podium position for the Mercedes crew. It's an absolute dream start for Mercedes as Durrell comes to the line now. Mercedes are going to take the win. Durrell wins the first race of the Group C championship. Gaming James, a great recovery after that drive-through penalty, is going to finish second, with Ozan makes it a double podium for Mercedes here in Bahrain. Perfect start to the season for Mercedes. Elian Bine in P5. It's going to be, I believe, a Haas 6 and 8, I believe. Oreo African is now into 7th position, Hexy P9, Bono P10, actually no, Puma P10, Bono P11, and Viperize will actually get P11 after penalties were served. Total disaster for McLaren in the final couple of laps. What could have been a double podium turned into a retirement, and 11th position, no points for them. Total disaster for McLaren. But remember, this is only the first race of the season. Durrell on top here in Bahrain.
Yes, indeed, a very good rip with Darrell there. But Kelmack got a penalty out of the last corner, which made him lose a position instead of gaining a position. So he has dropped 2 positions from his provisional finishing position before the final corner, which is not ideal for him. But still a very good drive by Kelmack there as well, as we can see the drivers on the podiums here. A double podium for Mercedes, a very good result by them.
Yeah, super really good result from them. Mercedes on top here in Bahrain. Durrell takes the win. Wow, what a crazy event here in Bahrain. What a way to start off the season. It was pretty clean racing throughout the field, except towards that end of the safety car. There was a little bit of contact just from wings and all that sort of thing. Remember, this is the first race of the season, so there's bound to be a few contact just because it is new gridded drivers. They're trying to get used to racing with each other. But Mercedes on top. Durrell takes the win here in Bahrain. Gaming James in P2. Ozan P3. That's the podium. Durrell, fastest lap as well. He gets the full 26 points. But wow, what a crazy event here in Bahrain. What an exciting start to the season for Group C. This division's really shown what it's capable of. The competition, the level of competition is truly incredible.
Yes, indeed. As we can see Elian actually finishing half a tenth behind Kendricks there on the line because Kendricks had a penalty. So that's very close indeed. The drivers having very similar pace in this division, as Darbo looks to have the best pace around Bahrain. We'll see what it's like at Silverstone next race. Of course, Silverstone a completely different track. A lot of high-speed corners. It rains there sometimes as well. Of course, it never rains at Bahrain because it's in the middle of the desert. But we might see some rain actually next race.
Yeah, it's definitely true at Silverstone, right? I mean, like we've seen some rain in the past at the Silverstone Grand Prix, of course, the Grand Prix of Britain or Great Britain. There's many different names, but yeah, it's definitely going to be an exciting season for sure. This race really was an amazing one to start off the season, really competitive. Like especially like on that first lap, there was like 5 or 6 drivers involved for the race lead, which was really just incredible. And just to think that this tier didn't even exist. We didn't even think of it in our mind 2 or so months ago. And then out of the blue, Crossplay is disabled in our top 3 divisions due to the lag it has caused and the issues it has caused and the lots of different reasons for it being disabled. And then we have all these drivers going like, I just want to race. We just want to get a tier where we can race. And I mean, that's kind of why this division is kind of here. We wanted to give you all on Crossplay, Xbox, PC, and even PlayStation a place to race. And that's exactly what's happened here. And to see that there's a lot of competition here is great. And I'm hoping that the competition will continue through the remainder of the season in this division. But Robin, gotta say thank you so much for commentating with me. Really a pleasure to be commentating with you here in the Group C division. And I know I won't be here that often. I'm just a reserve commentator. You were the full-time commentator, but I hope to be joining you in the commentary box sometime in the future.
Yeah, a pleasure from my side as well. It's been really fun commentating with you. As like you said, I will be the main commentator for this group, but you're always welcome to commentate next to me. As it's very enjoyable to do it with you. As we'll see. I will not be here for the next round actually. So it's gonna be either Joina or someone else that's covering for me. As I will be in Spain and enjoying my vacation. As we'll be heading on to Silverstone for the next Grand Prix, like we said earlier on. Well, enjoy your vacation, Robin. Definitely have a good time. Just having a vacation, got to get that in at some point. And viewers, if you are interested in actually commentating for this division, we are looking for somebody to commentate while Robin's gone. I don't know if I'm going to be here or not. We'll see how it goes. So we may need someone to cover for the next race or so. We'll see how that all goes, of course, but if you are interested, let us know. And that goes for our other divisions as well. We're still looking for somebody for Group 3. But anyway, yep, that's it from the Crossplay division, the 4th F1 tier in LSR. Can't believe I'm saying that. That's not something that we dreamed of when we started this league back in 2020. But yep, that's it. Thank you, Robin, again for commentating. Thank you, viewers, for joining us here in the live chat and live stream throughout the entire event here in Group Crossplay, as we call it. And definitely subscribe for more, because tomorrow we kick off the rest of the season. This is not the only race this weekend. We have so much more racing to go. Group 2 is next up. That division was just insane as well. It's so incredible to see the action in Group 2 tomorrow, Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific time. That's 9 p.m. British time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Saturday, Group 2. Sunday, Group 1 and Group 3 as well. 2 divisions on the same day, but the Group 1 is mainly the division we're taking a look at, as that is our top division, our fastest drivers, including yourself, Robin. You're racing in Group 1. I know not this weekend, but throughout the season, you'll be racing for the Alpine team. So viewers, definitely support Robin for the Group 1 season. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Robin, do you have anything else to say before we end off the stream? No, I think this is as well, and like you said, I will be racing in Group 1 normally. I'm not the fastest driver in there. There are some people that are absolute monsters. The pace there is insane. Same goes for Group 2 though. Like you said, the second best drivers in the league. They are very competitive as well, and they will drive tomorrow, so definitely tune in for that stream. As I think I don't have anything else to add to your story. Not much either for me either. So, yep, I think that concludes everything from the live stream here on Group Crossplay. Again, thank you so much for joining us here for this division. Like we have said multiple times, myself and Robin have stated this. Group 2 tomorrow, Group 1 on Sunday, as well as Group 3. Tune in for all 3 of those divisions as we return to Bahrain tomorrow and throughout the weekend for those divisions. But that's it from LSR. Let's have a good Season 5, guys. Let's really have an amazing season. It's going to be something spectacular.
spectacular. A new era begins in LSR with the level of competition that we're seeing today. But I've been Formula Jonah. That's Robin from the commentary booth. We're signing off. Have a great rest of your day, and yep, peace.